Are we live? I think we're live. This is how it's done. This is how we do it. The surfer generation, y'all. They've been getting the generation names incorrect. And I think they're a lot more expansive. You know, they talk about these things called the formative years. Alrighty. And that has a lot to do with how a generation is distinguished, is to what was taking place during that group of people's formative years and how long it had an impact, like the introduction of TV or the introduction of video games, the introduction of the internet or the cell phone. These are all different markers with some overlap, which makes it awfully difficult. But the thing about the computer is you can sit on a computer for hours. I certainly used to, especially when I was a kid. And by kid, I mean like old teenager, but old teenager. That's an oxymoron. But slightly inconvenient, you know, you got to walk away from it, do stuff. Got to walk away. Got to walk away to go to the bathroom. You got to walk away to go eat food, usually. Sometimes people ate at their computers, but you know what I mean. You had to walk away from it to go to school. You had to walk away from it to go to sleep. Now, why would I call somebody part of the surfer generation? You saw my little picture, possibly. Anybody here? Good morning. Hello, one person. Secret individual. Solo mystery. That's kind of mysterious. I tend to have this one specific person that never comments. I've been keeping track, but that's okay. It's okay. I'll just take deep breath. I'm kidding. All right, so surfer generation. Obviously, you heard me discussing computers and how you kind of have to walk away from them. Can't take them with you. Until a big thing happened. And many of you might, well, not many, but some of you might say, oh, yeah, 3G. Yeah, 3G. No, not 3G. That's not when it happened. That's when it started-ish. But it wasn't until the light speed movement, LTE, or 4G, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't and everything. Yeah, so anyway, it wasn't until that people really started to change their behavior with their cell phones. Now, you know, people would use their cell phones and text and text and text and text and text and text. And they would browse the internet, sure. But with the advent of streaming capabilities, unlimited internet, high speed on the phone, it really changed things. It did. It did. There's some people that don't even have computers. Lots of people that don't have computers, and they can still do nearly everything, but also nothing, if you think about it. So swipe, scroll, swiping and scrolling. The surfing generation. All day long, surfing, swiping, and scrolling. Swiping and scrolling. So yes, that's what I mean by the surfing generation. An entire group of people that impacts neighboring generations, because you'll be at a restaurant and you'll see a 45-year-old with a parent spouse and a parent children. You would only imagine that this adult male with an adult female and small little children belongs to the family and isn't just a visitor to this table. And he'll be sitting there, mid-40s, mid-50s, head down, phone, and you'll see this. He's not responding to some extremely important business email that he should not be responding to anyway. It's not an excuse. I'm not saying, well, I mean, if it's important business, it's important business. But it's not. Dude's on Instagram with his wife and kids. Surfing generation. So we made fun of surfers for years and years and years. And now a surfer, an actual surfer, is almost like a mystical creature, because it's really, I mean, I know I'm in Florida, so I imagine the Pacific coast is way more prone to good waves, good surfing vibes, bro. But why surf on the water when you can surf on glass or plastic, but usually glass? Surfity surf surf. So, remember what I talked about yesterday? And by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, and it's still that one person that doesn't want to say anything, got my eye on you. Except I don't, because I don't know who you are. Watch my video from yesterday. I titled it something with 3 periods at the end. I can't remember. I was trying to. I want to do the Al Roker for like 15 minutes straight, but I haven't had my programming yet. And that's not something we're joking about. That's not even funny. I mean, MK Ultra is not a joke. I know. No, it's not. But you know, when the zombies are about, it's good to get your zombie practice on, because Haven't you seen the movies? Zombies all around, and then you pretend to be a zombie, and the zombies don't know you're a zombie, but it's all fake, and you just go back to being you. Or you just arm up and massacre everything that gets in your way. And there's more than one way to handle that situation. But I'm a little bit on the side of spy-like. I like the disguises, and dude, there's all these ducks just chilling out off the side of the road, just ducks. Quack, quack, ducks all over the place. All right, so where are we? What has happened? Pretty sure I got off on a pretty far off tangent. I was making my weird sound because I couldn't remember something, and now I'm having trouble remembering what I couldn't remember. And that happens. Okay, so yesterday I did the video on idols, and I couldn't remember the title, and that's what was going on. So there we go. My brain still works. We're okay. Everything is fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I keep driving by this little area that they're going to turn into an RV park and an RV resort, as they call it. It's like 3 acres. I'm really confused why not more land? Why does it all know? Don't they know? I could do so much better. And yeah, I am more than likely an INTJ, and I think I can do everything better. But it's true that I can. I can do it a lot better. Slow on down here. Creep to the stops. Alrighty. Let's see. No comments, just one Lone Ranger. The Zorro, so to speak. Nobody even thinks about Zorro anymore. Well, okay then. Maybe they don't. The surfer generation. It's really bad, guys. It's really bad. You've got people driving their cars, scrolling, surfing. I don't think that surfing and driving mix. I mean, have any of you ever tried to take your car out onto the water to see if the tires can catch a wave? Just saying, it doesn't seem to match. The word mix was in my brain, and match, and mix and match when you combine them, because I start making a joke about MK Ultra, and then things start to sound a little creepy. He can't even say words anymore. We have a sleeper. The other day I watched, disappointingly, so regrettingly disappointing, Dune, the movie. I had listened to the audiobook, big mistake, before watching the movie. No, it's fine. Just read the book or listen to the audiobook before you watch movies. It's a good thing, because you'll get to see how distorted and horrifying Hollywood really is. I mean, the audiobook for Dune is what people used to mean when they would say Hollywood quality. That used to actually mean something. Now that's an insult. So, but how would I reframe that though? So the audiobook was professionally done with high quality acting, voice acting, and very great. It just tells a story and leads your imagination along the way excellently. It's very good. Very good, very good. But the movie was super disappointing. Super disappointing. Why is that relevant? It was relevant. It was relevant. Just a little distractible this morning. Priorities. My priority is safety on the road always. Let me think. Why was that related? Well, anyway. As always, my mind always goes to, well, I've identified a problem, the surfer generation, and I'm a problem solution kind of guy. So I like to hypothesize about solutions. It's a well-discussed topic. And I think that if you refer back to my video yesterday, you'll see most of the answer. I couldn't live without my phone. I couldn't live without scrolling. It's like air. I need it to live. There are people that at least subconsciously believe that. They believe that if they didn't have their social media and other things that they can swipe and scroll and tap, swipe, scroll, tap, swipe, scroll, tap. I mean, that's the world. Not the whole world, just a big portion of it. Swipe, scroll, scroll. Yeah, whatever. It's starting to get really. How is there's nobody even in front of me. How does a rock hit my? I don't understand this world that we live in sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, how did that happen? It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. Nobody was in front of me. Half a mile, quarter mile. There's not a pebble flying through the air, quarter of a mile from a car, like a Ford Focus. It's just unrealistic. Where'd it come from? The tractor trailer that's right next to it, 1/4 of a mile ahead of me? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Anyway. What's the solution? Well, one of the solutions is identifying idols in your life and running away. Refer to yesterday's video for more information on idols. I beseech thee. I have no idea really the intricacies of what that word truly means, but I get the gist. And maybe you get the gist too. So watch yesterday's video, the evening one, with the periods, the ... It should be easy. Go to videos, you scroll, swipe, tap. I'm kidding. Scroll and then tap. Don't swipe. No swiping. No swiping. So Dora the Explorer could certainly be a solution to the surfer generation problem. No swiping. No swiping. There's so many t-shirts I want to make. Like a cell phone with like a circle with the line and no swiping. And people will be like, no, wait, what are you saying? Like, no swipe? I think it's funny, but like, I don't get it. Like, stay off your phone. Like, don't worship your phone. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Telling me to not worship the phone. This is a crazy person over here. It's actually like that one. no swipey t-shirt with a cell phone with the circle with the line through it. I think that that's clever. Possibly offensive, which I actually am okay with most of the time. We also need to adjust that in our society. We need to yeah. I started daydreaming a skit that I'm never going to make. The one that would be a little funny, a little bit funny. It's just so very true. I'll share my skit idea with you. I'm not trying to rhyme. It's about time. Anyway, here's what I have to say. You're pulled over on the side of the street. You turn your car off. You pop the hood. You lift that hood up. You stick that little pole there to hold the hood up. And you stick your nose all over the place, poking your nose under the hood, all over the place. And you go, and then the reason this is a skit is your internal dialogue starts speaking. Oh God, please, something stick out, something please be obvious and only an actual, I won't say the word, only somebody that is really, really unintelligent would not be able to notice this, and I'm not that person. No, I don't know anything about cars, and this is pretty much the most ridiculous thing I could be doing right now, is poking my head under a hood, because I don't know what I'm looking at. But God, maybe something will glow or smoke, and then I can know at least a little something, and it'll have its name of what it is, because I don't know what any of this stuff is called. God, please, maybe something will be so obvious. Maybe it'll be like two wires with plugs at each end, and they'll be like disconnected, and it'll have a little tag that says, make sure it's connected, and I'll just be able to do this, and my car will work. God, please, help me. Help me be something so obvious, because I don't even know what any of this is. I don't even know why I popped the hood. So anyway, why am I on this tangent of a daydream? Because I saw somebody on the side of the road, young, with their hood popped. And you're saying young people don't know? Yeah, I mean, young people know stuff sometimes, but the vast majority of people aren't mechanics and don't have a clue what they're looking at. Wouldn't even know how to diagnose. Anyway, they don't even know the names. Oh, is that the engine? No, that's the that's your windshield wiper fluid. Is that the alternator? No, that'd be your power steering fluid reservoir. Oh, okay. Is that the engine? No, that's the transmission. Is that the engine? That's the starter. What? The engine is big. Yeah, big, yeah. Is this part the engine? That's your head gaskets. Yeah, I do that. All right, we'll move on. Just my tangential daydream, y'all. Tangential. So that's the thing about surfing now. It's the thing about the surfing generation. We surf and swipe and slide and poke and tap and type and scroll and all that stuff. And eventually we get to something and we're like, I didn't want to watch this. Something really graphically horrible. What? The Taliban? I was looking up recipes on how to make taffy. How did I get to Taliban videos? Well, maybe it's by design, guys. You ever think of that? Is it, who do you think is in control? I have my suspicions. Who do you think it is? Do you think the algorithms are the ones that are leading people down these horrifying paths of nonsensory? Weird. So do you think it's the algorithms? Somebody designed the algorithms, but the algorithms have kind of taken control. And now the algorithms, meaning an amoral entity that isn't really an entity at all, is leading people towards evil. Think that's what it is? Or do you think it's more by intentional design? Or do you think that there's a spiritual component to it? Supernatural, even. Dump truck. That's one thing I don't ever want to drive, guys. I don't want to drive anything with the word dumping. I'm not a fan of dumping. Anyway. Swiping and swiping. No swiping. You guys could make some money if you did some of my t-shirt ideas. I've got a lot of good ones out there. I've mentioned many of them on streams. I'm always like, yeah, I could do that. There's this website I think you could do custom t-shirts. Used to be real popular in the early 2000s. And it still exists though. But then I find that very few people actually wear witty t-shirts anymore. It was, again, more popular in the early 2000s. Maybe I just don't get out much, which I don't, because I'm too busy surfing USA. No, I'm not surfing. I'm riding in my car. And so are you. You're riding in my car. Do we still have that? Oh, well, good morning, everybody. A couple of you showed up this morning. I had this one person that was watching, listening, whatever, for a long time. And that one person refused to speak. Refused. Principally opposed, I suppose. So often, I put these streams of words together. I'm like, yep, could totally be a rap. It's a rap. And guess who likes raps? I do. I like them to eat and I like them to listen to. Raps are good. Hey, did I pass the 70-mile-an-hour speed limit sign? I don't think it's here yet. But if it is, I'm just chilling. Y'all can zoom on by me. I feel like it's not yet. But maybe I'm wrong. The car behind me isn't freaking out too much. Thought you said you were paying attention to the road. Yeah, the road, the objects, the obstacles. I err on the side of caution with my speed, obviously. And I'm just chilling. So. I'm kind of confused. I thought they were expanding these roads that I'm on. But now I'm questioning whether or not that was ever even happening. There was all this road construction taking place for a long, long time. I think I need to speed up. Yep, I'm in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. You know, good job for you guys not freaking out too much. But, it's all good. It's that works though. The little gaps in our memory. Maybe that's why swiping and surfing can take so long for some people. Is because they're doing the same thing over and over again, and they see so much of the same stuff that their brain just blocks out that it even happened. And somebody's like, "So how long you been sitting there on your phone?" "Oh, like 15 minutes." Actually, it's been 2 hours and 45 minutes. "Nah, man, you're insane. 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes tops. 2 hours and 45 minutes. You're right. Okay, that's not good. And yeah, it's your fault. You have to moderate your speed. Your fault. I've got my cruise control on. Your job is to get into traffic and match the speed of traffic. That's your job. I mean, I feel bad for these guys on the on-ramp or whatever coming into traffic, but sometimes they're just too timid. Don't be timid. See exactly what's going on and know what speed you need to get to and get to it. And if your vehicle can't do that, then you probably shouldn't be driving on the highway. Take back roads only. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. So, while I sit here and mention surfing, let me tell you about VLDL and Reddit. So, what I'd like you to do, if you have time, if you're interested, it is funny. It is funny. VLDL, they do great videos. And they currently are just shy of $6,000 monthly on their Patreon, which is their primary source of revenue. And 6,000 is, so think about that though. It's VLDL, so you're talking about 4 guys specifically are splitting that money. And then they also have other people that they pay for production and stuff like that. So you're like, oh, 6,000 a month, dang, all that. Hopefully they're working their own jobs too. So they, hopefully, I'm sure they are. They live in New Zealand. It's expensive. They're working their own job too, I'm sure. But do these guys deserve to be paid movie stars? Yeah, they're funny. They're funny. And they've really done a great thing. But anyway, VLDL, and look up their Reddit videos. And really, really clever, funny. And it goes into what I'm talking about here. In regards to swiping and losing time and not being aware of time in the same way that I just saw a school bus that looked like it had spent 100 million years in a coal mine. It was so sooty. Soot. It was like, it was so black. But it wasn't a black bus, it was the yellow bus. How could you tell? Shh, just be quiet. I'm just baffled at how, what, where, what happened. How did this happen? I don't know. It's weird. All right. So that was distracting. Obviously, I'm distractible if it happens. It's all too much. So anyway, we've got these. You got these ways that our brain handles repetitive information. It just truncates. It falls off the table. It says, I don't need to keep that because that's the exact same information that I already have, and that would be a waste of space. You don't get to stay here. Delete. And that's what our brain does, pretty much. So, oh, by the way, those people that remember everything, I wonder how everything that they actually remember. Obviously, they remember like a lot. But if they were driving in a car or riding, let's say riding, so they didn't have to focus on staying alive, and they were just looking at the opposite direction of traffic, and they were like, yellow bus, cement truck, SUV, didn't see the color, it was black, white car, silver car, cement truck, or concrete truck, whatever you want to call it, white SUV, and they tan SUV, black truck, silver SUV, white car, black SUV, black SUV, tan colored car, and that's all they did the whole ride. Could they recall everything? Because the videos and boom truck or cherry picker or whatever you want to call that stupid thing, red SUV. So anyway, could they recall all those things? So for instance, I know that when I started taking appraisal of the vehicles, I have a memory. This is obviously short-term memory, but I have a memory that I saw a cement truck and then an SUV that I couldn't tell the color of, and I had to look down and a little ways, and it was a black SUV. And then I saw a white car and another cement truck, but I can't remember if I saw the white car first or the cement truck first. Anyway, I don't care how to pronounce words sometimes, guys. Chill out on the pronunciation police. I try to enunciate and be heard properly, but if I'm pronouncing a word not to your liking, whatever. And then once I go, so that was the beginning of my adventure, was cement truck, black SUV, white car, cement truck. It was the beginning of the adventure. And then it fades as I think about it. I'm like, well, I saw probably I saw somewhere between 4 and 8 white. Saw 2 different tan colored cars. And by tan, I mean like goldish, copperish, that kind of situation. They were different tones. And then I saw lots of SUVs, somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 7 different SUVs. Most of them were black. So anyway, that's me recalling on my short-term memory. What does this have to do with anything? Not a lot, but it has to do with how our brains work, how we form information. And it all is related. Swipe, 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 slide, 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 scroll, 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 scroll. It's a new trance remix. Scroll, 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 scroll. Too fast, too fast, too fast. It's gotta be 120, man. You were going into like the 180s there. 160s at least. BPMs. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter. You're being kind of autistic today. Am I? Are you sure? All right. Focus. We're almost home. And by home, I don't mean home. Tapping and stuff. And they're doing it so much because they're looking for the next high. It's an addiction. And they keep on doing it to find that really awesome thing so that they can then have to one up themselves the next day. And not good. It's not good. You want to find a way to participate in this world, all things in moderation, and that includes swiping and scrolling. And when you hear me say swiping, some of you are thinking about this one thing that I'm not intentionally trying to draw your attention to, but yeah, that should be completely ignored. Oh, that is the entire industrial park. I now understand a sign after having worked here for almost a year. I now finally understand a sign that describes this area. I get it. I get it. And by the way, no, the Amish actually might get it. The Amish are probably getting it. But the Mormons do not get it. No, 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 no. No, they do not. The Mormons do not get it. Don't get it twisted. I need to pull up a little bit more. It's in neutral. Well, I don't want to freak this dude out. I think I'm pulled up far enough. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm going to read the comments and say goodbye. All right. Welcome, Alex, and Intoxicating. And that one person is still here, unidentified. We have an unidentified stalker. I have a suspicion as to who it might be, but I might be wrong because, I'm not actually psychic. I just pretty close to it. You might have the gift of prophecy. I might, but that's unrelated. Not related to what I'm talking about. All right. I know, man. I don't know how friendly they are, though. They're pretty closed. Yeah, Alex. I went to that website, that news website, and I was just like, this is terribly put together. All right, 3 of you here, 1 thumbs up. I know you can do better than that. I know you can do better than that. I don't. Is Kylie your fiance? I don't know who Kylie is, but algorithms, you got it. Plumbing job this morning. Well, it's a good thing you have a wrench, Intoxicating. It's a good thing you have a wrench, and I gave it to you, so you can do that plumbing job like a boss. Kidding, obviously. Dude, speaking of breakfast burritos, Chick-fil-A changed their recipe and took out the bell peppers because they're psychopaths. And they replaced bell peppers with tater tots. If that's not sodomy, I obviously don't know what the word sodomy means. But seriously, that's Gomorran activity right there. Chick-fil-A disappointed me drastically in that decision. Terrible. Terrible. Oh, hey, Larry. Good morning. I bet you could, Alex. The trance remix. All right, so just stretching. I'm gonna go do my job. I'm gonna do it to the glory of God, as if I'm working for Him, because that'll motivate me a whole lot more than working for these people who were created by God and have great value, and they're good. They're good people, as in, you know, they're nice. They're nice to work around, and they're kind. They're considerate people. It's a good team. Not good. I just whatever. You get the point. I just hate that word good. Jesus messed that word up for me. Now I can't use the word good about anything. I'm being sarcastic, but literal too, you know. Jesus messed that word up for me. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Chill out on give anyway, you get the point. Yeah, Alex. My sister works in a medical supply company that's getting bought out. So, but big situation. It's a lot. It's a big business. Medical supplies. I'm surprised that they would have human beings doing anything in that. I imagine they'd want to automate as much of that as possible, but fine details and intricate materials. I don't know. Maybe it's just too refined work for robot hands. All right, you all have a great day. Check out my video from yesterday that I can't remember the name of it. It's got 3 periods, and it was from yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. Go check it out. All about idols. It's valuable. It's good stuff. It was one of my better videos I've done, and I'm trying to get back on track with high-quality topics and valuable material. So you're welcome. And thanks to special thanks to all the amazing people that have signed up for Patreon, my Patreon, and are my contributors. Go to patreon.com/gospelbearer, and you will see all of the amazing members on my Patreon page that has no content yet, but it will. But it will. It will. I'm gonna have to prove it to you because I'm a man about proof. I'm all about prove it because I like proof. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like proof? Faith is good, but proof is good too. Faith is better, but proof is still good. And I'll prove it to you. I'll put some content very soon. It's going to be a fun one. All right. Check out patreon.com/gospelbearer, and then even better, paypal.com. PayPal. Whatever. The PayPal thing. The link is in the description. Just doesn't even matter. It doesn't at all. Keep saying that. Could have fooled me. It does matter, but it doesn't. All right. Most of all, read your Bible.